I can't speak a syllable. I feel so invisible. 'Cause it seems to me that the more I try, the more I see, the less I understand. And I go for you, and I wish you would too. So I own to dream.
Welcome everyone to the WedTruckSim. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining. And it's raining over here, so that's nice. Anyway, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. And we are back once more on American Truck Simulator. But today, I am not going to be doing cargo deliveries, let alone event deliveries. I actually have managed to finish the Texas event in time, so I'm done with that. What I'm going to do today instead is actually explore Texas, because yes, I have driven around a little bit during the event, but I haven't really explored. Like, I didn't really take the time to appreciate the views, the landscape, the sights. The only problem is that, well, as always, when I start the stream, it is freaking night time, so there isn't all that much to see here. But regardless, today I don't intend on even be driving a truck. This beautiful truck that I love is really nice. No, tonight I'm just gonna, I'm not even going to set a route on the GPS. I'm just gonna choose a road and just see where it takes us. That should be nice. Now, having said that, today's stream is likely really not going to be very exciting. Probably, I don't know, very likely. Point is, I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind then. Where am I? Is there a garage in here? I'm in Laredo. Yes, there is a garage. I'm gonna buy this garage. Actually, I think I have already bought this garage. Have I? Let me check. It'll be down here if I have bought. Yes, I did. I bought this garage. Alright. So yeah, I'm not gonna be driving this truck today. Instead, I want to be driving a car. Because I feel like, this might be just me, but I feel like drive around, go on a joyride, and just explore is actually more nice. It's nicer. It's more pleasant. And easier too. To do it in a car. So that's what I'm gonna be using today. And that is why I wanted to check if I own the garage in Laredo, because since I'm there, that is where I want to start from. And since changing vehicles takes you back to your headquarters, well, I'm gonna be in Sacramento right now, so I want to teleport back to Laredo. Alright, but first, let's turn on these things. Check if my license plate is bugged. It is not. Very good. Let's go to Laredo. Let's see, Laredo. There it is. Quick travel, yes. But yeah, it should be a very chill stream today. By the end, if possible, if there's still enough time and there are reports in the system, then as a little treat, as I have been doing lately, I might do and check a few reports as well. Alright, we are in Laredo now. Does my driver need to sleep? He does not. Good. Let me just park the car inside the garage real quick for a moment, do a save, and then we'll depart. Quick save. Excuse me. I almost clicked on load game. That's not what I want. Here, save to temp and save to mic current. Okay. Now, as I said, I am not going to set a route. I'm just gonna drive, but I would like to have a general idea of which direction to go. Like, maybe could head, generally speaking, in the general direction of north. Like, go north or northeast. Yeah, let's see about doing that. It's midnight, 42 minutes in game time. That means we are not going to be able to see much, unfortunately. But hey, why not explore anyway? Let's just go. Oh, hold on a second before I set off. Log out. And there we go. Now we can go. Also, this should serve as a good practice for me to, well, regain practice on how to drive a Scout with ice physics. I already felt a little bit of slip there. There is a question mark on the map right across this avenue or highway. I don't know this street here. I'm gonna go over there just to discover the thing, and then we'll set off. Look at the sky, it's very starry. It is nice. Yes, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Let's drive in, turn around, and leave. A little bit of slip. It's quite fine. Alright, I'm gonna follow along the gray road here, this area that has not yet been discovered. We are exploring after all. Alright, let's see, where is this taking us? Arkansas Ave. Or is that Arkansas? Heck, and I forgot if it is supposed to be pronounced Arkansas or Arkansas. Now, I know that might sound stupid and dumb of me, but you gotta remember, I am not actually from the United States. Wish I was, though. One thing that I don't understand is why the Scout wobbles like this. Oh, wait a second, is this a return? Wait, where am I? Oops. No, this is taking me back. Heck. Can I get... Hold on a second. I gotta pull over for a second. I don't want to go in this direction. Stop here for a moment. Let me check this map. I am immediately already lost. Fantastic. I did this. I was supposed to do this. Wait. Oh. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, I definitely want to go around and head this way. Oh, wow. I'm gonna have to drive quite a lot so I can turn around. Well, in that case, let's instead drive down to McAllen, and then we'll head north along the 77, if I can remember and figure out how to take it. Alright, let's go. Again, not using the GPS. That is, not using the GPS to set and follow a route. Still have it on the screen so I can actually see the layout of the road. So that is useful. But yeah, also I might not be talking too much today. I really feel like just chilling. Oh, by the way, if by any chance the stream goes offline suddenly without warning, it's very likely that either my internet connection or power just went out because it's raining outside. It's not raining hard, but if the rain is stronger, like maybe a storm somewhere else, and that affects the power lines or something, then that might affect my power or internet over here. The point is, when it rains, sometimes it is actually not uncommon for power to go out power and or internet. Well, when power goes out, also goes my internet. So there's that. Anyway, point is, if the stream goes offline without warning, stick around for a minute or two, maybe 3, to see if it will come back. Because sometimes it just goes offline for like a minute, and then it comes back by itself right away. Just stick around. But if it takes longer than that, I'll actually be sure to log into Twitch on my phone with 4G and let you guys know via chat. Alright, it is nighttime, it is quite dark. However, it is a clear night. You can actually see quite far. Well, we only see shadows, but still. It's actually not all too bad. Where exactly are we, though? Okay, so according to what I think I understand from the map over there, I will want to just keep going straight ahead and not take any exits or something. I mean, sure, I'm not following a route, but I still have a general idea. Why is the car so wobbly? But I still have a general idea of a general direction that I want to head into. Why so wobbly, Scout? Oh wow, look at this building over here. Hold on, can I go there? Why not try? I'm pretty sure there's an invisible wall. But I want to see if I can drive into the building anyway. Let's use the camera number 2 for a better view. This building is abandoned. Can I drive in here? Eh? Come on, Scout. No, I can't. There is indeed an invisible wall. Heck! I wish SCS would not put invisible walls on everywhere. Okay. Oh, easy now. There we go. Taco Kingdom D! Drive-through. It's a good thing I just had dinner. Otherwise that taco there would make me hungry. Strip mall. Can I drive into this parking lot? Or is there an invisible wall here? Let's go slowly. Well, I can drive into this gas station that is not usable. Okay, let's go slowly because I don't want to wreck this car. Not this early anyway. So far so good. Oh, they have an arcade here. Nice. No, I think this entire area is actually cleared of invisible walls. Oh, nice. See, I like this. I like when you see somewhere that it looks like you could drive into or through, and you actually can. The game won't keep you from doing it. I like that. Even if there's no point in doing so. I really like that. Let's see, how far can we go here? Okay, that looks like it's some sort of entrance. Yes. I actually can't stop here, should not be in anyone's way. I'm curious if I can go around this drive-through. I probably can, but I'm not gonna try it. Okay, let's go that way now. I wonder, can I do 80 miles an hour on this parking lot? I'm not gonna do that. But I will speed up a little bit more. Just so we can cover a little more ground more quickly. Here we are. Invisible wall. Seriously? Here? The engine died. Yeah, there is an invisible wall here. What a place for an invisible wall. Well, at least it doesn't look like the car took any damage from that bang. What about Taco? What about Dream Burgers parking lot over here? Can I go in there? Nope. Why is there an invisible wall here? What's the point? What if I go over the sidewalk? Let's try this. Nope, also invisible wall. Yeah, fudge. Fine. I think we're done exploring this parking lot. Let's get out of here. But hey, nice little location. Could be used as a meeting point. Hey people, nice. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll take that one horn as a hello. But just because being able to go into that parking lot without facing too many invisible walls actually put me kind of in a little better mood. Well, not really, actually. Can you hear the rain, by the way? In the background? The rain just got a little heavier now. Okay, I think over here I will be using the high beams. Alright, where exactly are we on the road? Oh, we are still yet to arrive at McAllen. Very well. Can you guys notice the wobble on the car? I really have no idea why it is wobbling like this. I wonder if it has something to do with the ice physics. I don't know why it would do that with the ice physics, but it is doing it. And I never noticed this with the truck, only with the Scout. What is interesting also is that, wait, can you notice the wobble outside with an external camera? No, it's hard to see with all of this darkness. But yeah, I guess there is wobble outside as well. Now, of course, it's mostly when I do turning. It's weird. Well, so long as I don't lose control, that is fine. 10th Street. If I recall, I gotta head straight if I want to make it into McAllen. Exit to the 10th Street. Oh, I'm actually already passing McAllen. Alright, I didn't actually want to go into McAllen. Just head into its direction. Okay, just gotta keep going on this road. And by the end, I find a way to take an exit that will take me to the left side. I mean, to the left. Because the left, that's north over there. And I still have to be careful with my speed and braking because I am using ice physics. And the Scout, the car, this thing is way easier to get out of, to lose control of. In the event that I slid around because of the ice. What is going on the side over here? Looks like there's a church. I really doubt that I can go there. Brownsville, Corpus Christi, oops. Okay, I think I want to take this lane. Yeah, I want to take an exit towards Corpus Christi. So, here. Wow, look at me, I'm following traffic signs to get to places. Hey, look at the GPS. I took the right exit, the right lane. I am not lost yet. Nice. I thought about taking out my my camping caravan. I have one here. But I'm not used to hauling one of those with ice physics on the Scout. I was kind of a little concerned about using that. You know something that I could do? Take a caravan with the Scouts and go to the racetrack in WedTruckSim and do some testing there. You know, a stability test, how much brake I can apply before taking a turn, that sort of stuff, just to get a feel of what it's like to drive one of those things on ice. You know, the snow physics on the winter mod. That way I should be a little more prepared in case I do take a caravan for the spin. Well, not a literal spin, hopefully. Actually, the test is to avoid the spins. And yeah. Now sure, the racetrack does have collision, but it should be much safer to do those tests over there. I'm not implying that the rules are more... how can I say it? I'm not implying that the rules don't apply at the racetrack or that they are loosened over there, but it is an area where some crashes sometimes might be expected because that you actually are allowed to race in there. So, you know, races, you always have crashes in races, that sort of stuff. So it can also be used as a test track, I suppose. What you cannot do, however, is intentionally crash into other players and stuff like that. Like if you are having a race and you bump into another guy, it's unlikely that you're going to get in trouble for that. Which again, I am not saying that you will be fine. And every situation is different and is analyzed individually. But yes, if I want to test the caravan on multiplayer, that should be the safest place for me to do that. There is also, just remember now, there's a dirt track south of Ellie in Nevada, and although not actually part of the map, it is technically out of bounds. There is, or at least there was. I don't know if SCS changed this. There was an area, I don't remember exactly where. I think it was at the very north of Arizona, where you could drive off-road, and through a gap on the map you can actually drive behind some of the world barriers. And there's a whole area over there that you can explore and drive around. There you can. Good evening. Happy Wednesday, and thank you for joining. Actually, for you it must be Thursday, I suppose. So happy Thursday. If you hear some noise in the background, it's raining. It's raining quite hard here right now. It's actually very relaxing. You know, I love rain. I just don't like to get wet. You're very welcome, Terry. But yeah, I love rain, I just don't like to get wet in the rain. Actually, yesterday I had to go out for a drive. I had to drive downtown because I had an appointment with a doctor, and it started to rain very hard on my way there. Thankfully, I did not get wet. Only the car got wet. But it was kind of nice. I actually haven't driven in the rain in a while. Hold on a second. Corpus Christi. Well, I lost the exit, so we are heading this way now. Whatever here is going to take us. We're actually heading north. Alright. That's fine. 2:42 a.m. Yeah, I thought it was going to be Thursday for you. Over here it is only 7:43 p.m. for me. Still Wednesday. I wish it was daytime in the game right now, so you could actually see the landscape and actually enjoy Texas a little more. Now I have to say, yes, it is still Wednesday over here. Now I have to say, I'll be very disappointed if I never ever find at least one shop that sells propane and propane accessories here in Texas. I'm gonna be very disappointed. Alright, where is this exit going to? Sinton Rockport. I don't know what that is. I don't know where exactly this is taking me, but let's go there. Let's see, what is this place? Easy here. It's clear. I'm from the future. Tell me, does the world still suck in the future? I bet it does. Well, on the bright side, if the world ends in the future, you'll be able to tell me. I see our only way is turning left over here. I say, despite the wobbliness, this gun is actually handling far better on the ice than I remember. I just saw a gate open that I wonder if I can drive into. Hang on, I'm gonna turn around here. Actually, turn around is my only option. Oh, I can drive in there. Wait a sec, this area is a bit confusing. That's interesting. I've never seen a stop sign like that. That's cool, actually. Oh, but yeah, this is the way the end of the line. However, I do wonder if I can squeeze through the gap over there. Let's see. Let's go very slowly. Or is there an invisible wall here as well? Yes, there is. Heck. Stop putting invisible walls everywhere, SCS software. Come on, man. Alright, let's U-turn here. What about over here? Let's see. Let's go very slowly, very slowly. Yep, invisible wall. Of course. Alright, let's check this company over here. And where's the gate? Oh, there it is. Mary's Cotton. Oh! Excuse me. I kind of choked on saliva. Yeah. I see why they call this place Mary's Cotton. Because Mary had a little lamb. This area is actually much larger than it looks like on the map. Let's see what's over here. Can I go over there? I can. What else is back here? Can I go around this building? Around back? I can. Oh, hello, cricket. That was a very loud cricket. What about over here? See why I decided to use the Scout today? Scout is great for exploring like this. I'm still within this prefab, sorta. Lots of machinery over here. Can we squeeze through here? I can't see what's right on my left over here though. Oh, there's a dude here. Oh, hello gentlemen. Why are you working in the dark? At this hour, it's 3:35 in the morning. Oh, there's a secret road here. It's tiny, but it's here. Oh, nice. I just discovered something by accident. Oh. Oh. Hold on, what's on this side over here? Alright, there's a whole bunch of nothing. Let's resume this course. Go up. There's a blockade here. Can I squeeze through? Come on. I don't know if I'm actually caught up on the log or I can't see anything. Or if there's or if there's an invisible wall here. Because it's way too dark. It could be either. Alright, let's reverse. Can I squeeze through there? I'm gonna try. Yeah, through here. That, I think, is the... Yes, it is the little road that I saw. And here is where we would have ended up if I could manage to squeeze through those logs. So I guess there is no invisible wall there. I just got myself caught up in the logs. But I couldn't tell because it is so dark. %4 charge, my dude. Plug it in. Plug it in. Plug it in. All right, here's the dirt, the quote-unquote secret road. Can I squeeze through here? Let's see. We can. Where's this gonna take me? If anywhere at all. Let's keep this open so we can actually see the road. Nah, this isn't giving me as much more light as I thought it would be. It would give me. Alright, we cannot proceed any further. Ahead over there. Alright, slow down. Frick. That is exactly what I didn't want to happen. Well, look at the light. The light texture on the snow. It was weird. Alright, what's back here? There's a fence. Oh! Can I squeeze through the fence over there and this big tractor or whatever this machine is? Ah! Crap. That was me sliding. No, there is an invisible wall here. I can't go through. But I should be able to go through here. Yes, I can. What about over here? What have we got here? Can we go in there? Let's pay a visit to that tractor. First, let's take a quick look at what's around here. Not all that much. Alright, can we drive through here? Can we go inside this building? This little barn. Hey, we can! Oh, never mind. We cannot. No! Oh, I'm sad now. We can't go through. Ah, I'm disappointed. Alright, there's actually quite a lot to explore in this prefab. Nice. Can I go up there? There's a Borker over there. If I can, that would be nice. Alright, let's lock the differential. Did I kill the engine? I think I did. Yes, I did. No, it's not gonna go. Either because of the collisions or because I am just sliding too much. But I might be able to climb if I go sideways over here. Hello, sir. Good evening. I hope you don't mind me approaching. Mind your legs. Lock the differential. Just checking his watch there. Come on! Oh my god, the snow is so slippery! Come on, scouts, come on! You can do it! No, I cannot do it. Not like this. Okay, let's go forward. Oh, I know. Hold on, let me try and go behind the tree. I'm sliding too much though. Yeah, I cannot do this with ice physics. It slides way too much. Also, I think I might be stuck now. There we go. Ow! I'm unstuck. Alright, that was fun actually. Hold on, there's more here. I was gonna say that was fun, let's move on. But there's more stuff back here. Let's go around this trailer. Is this guy solid? Ah, there's an invisible wall here protecting him. I can't test if that guy's solid, or if he doesn't have a collision. Alright, fine, fair enough. I guess they didn't want people driving over people. I mean, players driving over NPCs. Alright, what about back here? What's back here? Just the entrance to Mary Scotland. Alright! Can I drive in here? Probably not. There's very likely an invisible wall like in the other barn over there. But let's try it anyway. Oh no, I actually can drive in here. Go! I mean, it's completely useless and pointless for me to be doing this, but it's fun. Now I know I am kind of damaging the car. Yeah, come on, I want to see if I can squeeze behind this trailer. I mean, this tractor. Whatever this machine is. No, it won't go. Alright, fine. Oh boy! Ah, crap, there goes my tail light. Alright, that was fun actually. Okay, let's keep exploring the road. Let's get out of here. First of all, where exactly are we? Alright, so once we get to the intersection, I will turn right and head north. Keep heading north. We could take a little detour over here and head towards Victoria. I still haven't been to Victoria. Or we could go straight north, following this road anyway, and find ourselves in San Antonio. No, I think I will take the exit here and head towards Victoria. Is there a garage here? No, there is not. Not that I can see anyway. Ah, we could go to Houston. Yeah, that might be nice. Let's see if we can make our way to Houston without setting a route on the GPS. Although before I leave, I kind of would like to try a thing. Never mind. Let's keep that for when we go to the racetrack in Tucson. Okay, that was fun. We discovered a little road there that wasn't on the map. That was very nice. I've never seen stop signs like these before, with flashing lights. Very cool. Alright, there's the intersection coming up. We are going to turn right as soon as we get to it. And oh god, oh boy, almost didn't make it. Alright, so now we just drive straight on this road and watch out for the exit. My intention is to take the first exit to the right. Actually, hold on, this is not the highway yet. Where are we? We approach a gas station. You know what? I'm going to stop for some fuel. Where can I enter this place? Here. There's pumps over there. Alright, let's go this way. Actually, technically speaking, I cannot go this way. I see there's a curb right here. Alright, let's turn around then. Let's turn around and go around. Can I go here? No, hold on, stop. It doesn't look like it. I think I'm gonna have to take the road over there and enter through that other entrance over there. Yeah, we go that way, drive down, and then we turn right. Probably on that red sign over there. Let's do that. But from what I can see here, there is no passage from this location to the gas station. Alternatively, I could just go across the streets and refuel on the other gas station over there. I don't want to go on this one. Yes, on this red sign, I thought correctly. And perfect, we are right in front, right before a pump. Very good. And stop. There we go. "5:07 in the morning, in-game time. It's gonna get bright soon. Thank God, finally." Alright, now let's see, how do we get out of here? Give me 1 second. Yeah, oops, I hit the curb. It's fine. Oh, I actually do want to go here. Oh, this is the exit that I was talking about. Oh, I'm right there. You just gotta go back through the way we came in. This way. And right here, we turn right. It's clear. Let's go. A wobbly. Alright, I should go a little slower. This is way too fast. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Now, you know something that annoys me in regards to the scouts, but more specifically the scouts with police parts equipped, and it's the fact that WedTruckSim by themselves decided to put I forgot. Oh yes, I remember now. They decided to change which key you have to press on the keyboard to turn on the siren. They decided to change that to the N key. And that is the key that I have always used to activate the cruise control. So when I am driving my scouts, if I have police parts equipped, specifically the police LEDs, I cannot use the cruise control because whenever I press N to turn it on, I also trigger the sirens. See? I hate that. I like the sirens, but I don't like to use them when I try to use the cruise control. So there's that. There's a guy there with a nice stag. Nice. You know.
Safe travels there, Mike.
Thank you, my good sir. You too. Most players on ETS are just so friendly and love it. Okay, what's going on over here? I couldn't read that. There we are approaching something. Hey, it's Victoria. Nice. Am I supposed to change lanes here? Yes, I am. Alright, take this one and turn. I don't know what's going on over there, but I think I'm going to turn right on that road there. Let's see what's in there. Industrial something, said that sign. I really wish it was daytime already. Hey, there's the Texas flag. That's a nice flag. Taylor, let's see what's in here. Can I drive in here? Probably. These must be delivery docks for truck trailers. Which is why these are clear and I can drive into here. Very nice. Doesn't look like there is all too much to explore this place. Can I go in here? I don't know, it doesn't look like there's all that much to explore in this place, so we're probably not going to be spending all that much time in here. Oh, I can go in here. Nice. Oh, can I go through? Right across? Yeah, boy, I can. Nice. See, I wouldn't be able to do that with a truck. Alright, what's in here? Alright, just a bunch of that, whatever that is. Alright, let's go forward now, and actually think we saw everything there is to see here. Let's just leave now. But first, I'm going to check this area here on the left. If I can. Is there going to be an invisible wall here? Nope. Nice. Ah, it's a dead end. Oh, wait. There seems to be a small, narrow passage here. Let's see if we can feed through. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Nice. Ow. Easy now. Is this a gate that will open? No, it is not. What does that sign say? Something construction. Cooper Construction. 555-530-3869. Nice. Can we drive under the sign? Or does the whole thing have a collision box? It's probably the whole thing. No, it isn't. Go. Alright. That's nice. Alright, this was the end of this area. Let's get back to the road. I lied, I'm gonna go in here. Oh, it's snowing! Lovely. I see an open gate. And you know the drill. Ah! No! There's an invisible wall here! Ah! Boy. But can I go around? Maybe I can. Or maybe I cannot. Crap. Oh well, fine. Let's just get back to the road, I guess. But then... should I turn right? Maybe I should turn right. Yes, I should turn right. I'll turn right, and then on the second intersection, I will head left so we can go north. Actually, no, on the third one. Yeah, at the very end of the road, actually. So we can make our way to Houston. Alright, let's go. The sky is starting to get a little brighter outside here. Nice. I just realized I have the parking brake on. Parking brake on, I mean. San Antonio exit 1 mile. That is fine. We are not taking the exits. Not yet. Alright, slow down, slow down. Did that sign say Skolenborg? We can't. See, it did say Skolingborg. Where's Skolingborg? Skolingborg? What? Must be like some little town in Texas. Let's ask my phone. Skolingborg, Texas.
According to Wikipedia, Schulenburg is a city in Fayette County, Texas, United States. The population was 2,633 at the 2020 census.
Ah, it's Schulenburg, not Schulenburg. Alright, that is a little town in Texas. Alright, we seem to be approaching the end of this road. Gotta change lanes. Now we turn left right here. Hey, look at the sunrise. Awesome. And yeah, it looks like we do turn here. If I could only get a green light. I mean, I can't just run these red lights, but I feel like waiting this time. I'm not in a hurry today. Ah, there. It's so much better when you can actually see what's around you. So much better. I should have taken that exit over there. Oops. That's fine, we can turn around here. Unless there's something interesting for us to explore in the woods. Are we going into the woods here? Nope, there's an invisible wall. Of course there is. Boo. But I can just turn around back here. Actually, I can just get to the road through here. Yeah, let's go. Easy. Now look at that beautiful sunrise. Oops, keep your lane, Mike. Keep your lane. What did that say? You missed it. Hang on a second. You know the drill. We see a thing, we gotta go check if we can go through there. And we can, but let's see how far can we go. Only up to this gate. What's on the other side? Oh, it's an airbase. Hello, son. It's an airbase. That fence is really holding people off. Oh, what does this say? Everything for the farm and countryside. Agriculture and countryside supplies. Farmer's barn. Right, that's just an ad. Nah, we can't go inside of the airfield here. But I do wonder if we can drive around. Oh, the fence actually ends over here. Alright. Again, you know the drill. We see, we gotta check if we can go there. Alright, so far so good. I don't think there's going to be an invisible wall around here. Never mind, there is. No! That killed my engine. Alright, maybe if we try along the fence. Ah, they put an invisible wall here too. Alright, what about the other side? Now this would be really cool, yeah, I mean, even cooler, if trains actually worked on ATS. On multiplayer ATS. I mean, WedTruckSim ATS. Ah, there's an invisible wall here too. Oh, easy now, Scout, easy now. You're not supposed to be sliding around here. Alright, let's resume. That is a beautiful sunrise. Look at that. Alright, let's resume our trip. What's on the other side though? Too fast. Too fast! Slow down, frick. No, there's nothing. We can't go there. Alright, let's just resume our trip. There we go. Wow, you actually can see the wobbliness that I was talking about very clearly from the outside. Look at how much it swings from side to side when I tap a direction. I really wonder why exactly it is doing that. This is so enjoyable, I love it. I see something. Looks like some sort of entrance to somewhere. Alright, that is blocked off, but let's see if we can go around. Oh, it is really blocked off. But here we are. Ow! Of course, invisible wall. But look at all of this stuff that we could be exploring if it weren't for this pesky invisible wall. Ah, America's finest. Oh, I didn't see. Oh well, that is fine. I didn't see that we were. There was this fall here, this drop. It looks like I can keep going forward. It's probably going to be a bad idea, actually. Lock the differential. I kill the engine. Ah, the Scout no longer has 4x4 mode when you lock the differential. Well then. Fine, I guess I can only go forward then. Come on, did I kill the engine again? I did. Come on, Scouts, come on. Hey, there you go. Attaboy. And of course there's the invisible wall. And the invisible wall again. Let's see if we can make it to the road over there. Yeah, right there. Unlock the differential. Ah! Crap. Why must there be invisible walls everywhere? Well, the road is right here. Let's just get back to it. First we pull over into the shoulder. Like so. Yes. And now we pull out. El Campo Palacios. No idea what that place is. Gas next right. El Campo Palacios, exit on the right over here. What is around here? Not much. There seems to be... oh, wisecrack. There seems to be some sort of unlabeled company over there. Let's check with the dev cam. And stop. Grand Pastures. I wonder why the name of this company is not showing on the minimap. Oh, it is. Just not at this level of zoom. There it is. Alright. Alright, what is around this place? Not all that much, it seems. That is a very rectangular lake. Okay, let's fly back to the car. Hold on a second. What is over here? That's a cemetery. By the way, did you know I discovered a... Oh, that's cool. It moves. Anyway, I discovered an Easter egg in Tucson. You know, there's a cemetery in Tucson. In Tucson. When the version that introduced Tucson was still in open beta, I discovered an Easter egg in the cemetery in Tucson. At night, I don't know at what exact time it starts, but at night, in-game time, you can actually encounter ghosts in Tucson's cemetery. I even made a video at the time showcasing that that Easter egg. It's pretty cool. Hey, we made it to Houston. I completely forgot we were trying to get to Houston right now. I was enjoying myself exploring around so much that I forgot about Houston. Lake Jackson Freeport, 1 mile. Wow, Houston is big. I'm gonna pull over for a moment because I want to check on the map for the nearest garage. I'm assuming Houston has a garage. I want to buy it. And stop. Now for that, I will use the GPS. There. Oh, it's actually very close by. Oh, that's another town. Oh wow, these 3 cities are so close together that they look like they are just one single city on the map. Oh, and there's a garage over there as well. Does Galveston have one? Doesn't look like it. Alright, let's buy Houston and then we'll head to Beaumont. I think that's how you pronounce it. And here's how you properly leave the shoulder. You drive along the shoulder for a little bit, indicating that you want to go back to the road. Check for traffic, obviously. But you start to pick up some speed on the shoulder, so when you join the road again, you will already have some speed. So if there's any traffic coming behind you, they won't have to slow down as much if they catch up to you. And that makes things safer. Oh boy, late lane change. Thank God there's no traffic here. Now in real life, what I just did there, that is super illegal. Wait a second, wasn't I supposed to take the exit, that exit there? But the GPS told me to. What the heck? The GPS told me to take that exit. That's why I did it. Now it's saying that I am on the wrong route. Well, I clearly am on the wrong way. I mean the wrong route, not the wrong way. I am driving on the correct side of the road. What the fudge? See, stuff like this is why you cannot always trust your GPS. And that is also why when I have to go somewhere that I don't know the way to, I not just set the route on my GPS, but I also slow down. Excuse me. But I also look on Google Maps, or more specifically, yeah, Google Maps, but more specifically Google Street View on my computer before I leave home, so I have a better idea of what to expect. And if the GPS, if I can memorize some way more or less the route, and the GPS gives me a different the exit is here, and the GPS gives me a different route that I don't think is going to be as good as one that I might decide to take by myself, then I just ignore the GPS for as long as I can. I don't know if what I just said made much sense. I wasn't really paying attention to what I was saying because I was a little confused with my own GPS here in the game. Wait, oh no, it actually wants me to take this exit. Right? Right, but it also wants me to take another exit here. This one. Alright. So far so good. Now it wants us to change lanes. Alright. So we should be back on track now, right? Oh, if that is a repair shop, I'm gonna stop there. Real quick. Oh, actually, this is where the garage is. Oh, I'm stopping at the repair shop anyway. Because I did give the car a few bruises. It's not too bad. Alright, now we can go to the garage. This is also dealer sheep as well. Oh boy, hold on a second. My father forgot that I am live streaming and he just got into a call. Oh god. Hold on a moment. I'll be right back, everyone. Alright, I am back. I do apologize for that interruption. My dad actually did say he did forget that I am streaming. Anyway, I'm back. Hey, Reptane, welcome to the stream. Happy Wednesday or Thursday, I don't know. Thank you for joining. Alright, now where was I? Right, I was heading towards the garage to buy it. Let's get back to the road real quick. Easy now, easy. Start with the beeping. There we go, there we go. I'm gonna do a quick stop at this traffic light, and it's clear. We go. Part 3 of Maxwell Cats on Discord. Oh, there's a part 3? What? Maxwell the cat, the meme. That's a very wholesome thing. Also, the fire hydrant is weird. I will run this red light. Shush with the tickets. There we go. Here we are. Finally. We made it. Let's buy the garage and we gotta check Maxwell. Maxwell the cat. One moment, everyone. Is that a capybara? That looks like a capybara. Hold on, I'm gonna put the other PC on the screen, guys. Let's enable sound for that. Come on, work button. And boop. What? Even the cart is also booping. Okay, I like that. I like that. But this guy's. Hold on, where is that? Ah, here. So far, this one is my favorite. It makes me smile. Let's play it. It's by Snownick on YouTube. Ah, that is so cute. That is really cute. Yeah, I like this meme. I really like it. Alright, back to American Truck Simulator. Let's click that. Alright, so this garage has been bought now. Let's set the route to buy this one now. And then we'll resume our exploration. Especially now that it is daytime and we can actually see where the heck we are going. Alright, Scout, let's go. Go easy now. Ah, fine, server. I'll keep my headlights on. Crap. What is the time in game? 8:47, I think. It requires me to have the headlights on until... Can I go there? Until 9 AM. Right, that's clear. And we want to take this over here. Alright. We are on our way. Alright, so the plan here is buy the garage, do a quick save, and then just take whatever road and see where it will take us again. Ah, but finally we can see the landscape. I'm going too fast. Get back to the cabin. And slow the frick down. Alright, we go straight here. Don't take the exit. I want to try something. See the clock on the dashboard, 8:55. When that says 8:59, I will turn off the headlights, and the server will give me a warning about the headlights being off. But hopefully by the time the clock reaches 9 a.m., I will still have enough time to turn on the headlights before the server automatically kicks me. I want to see if the server will still kick me once the clock reaches 9 a.m. or if it will just forget about it. Hold on, 59, turn off the headlights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 seconds, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Even though it is 9 a.m., the server still kicked me anyway. The guy who just passed me and honked to say hello, he probably laughed when he got the message in chat saying that I have been kicked for driving without headlights. That's probably like, oh, what a noob. Also, the car is sliding back, even though I have the parking brake on. By the way, you know about misheard lyrics. Wait, you know about misheard lyrics? What lyrics? Let me. I'm going to reconnect, guys. I'm just not going to say that was embarrassing because I did that for science. I did know that I was going to get kicked if I didn't turn on the headlights, but I wanted to test if I would get kicked even if the time was already 9 a.m. because if I recall correctly, it is at 9 a.m. where the server doesn't make it mandatory, or I mean, where the server stops making it mandatory that you have the headlights on. Just in general. Well, I suppose I can say yes. I mean, we all every now and then mishear lyrics in a song. But what about it? So yeah, I wanted to test if even once the clock would get to 9 a.m. when the server is supposed to not enforce headlights anymore, if it would still decide to kick me, or if it would see that, oh hey, it's 9 a.m. I guess you don't need to have the headlights anymore, so disregard my warnings. And that is not the case, so now we know. Even if it is already time for you where you can turn off the headlights, if the server gives you the warning, turn them back on, otherwise you will get kicked. Just check the comments for a song today. Song is Amen and Attack. Someone in the comments wrote a banana attack. How do you mishear Amen and Attack as a banana attack? I cannot unhear it. Well, to be fair, there is a song, although this, what I'm about to tell you is mostly due to a language barrier because the song is American and this is a thing that only Brazilians, most Brazilians anyway, do. Hey, we are back. Let me see if I can remember the name of the song. First of all, let's... Car, could you please stop sliding back? Actually, it's not just sliding back, it is rolling back. Why is it doing that? Alright, you wanna roll back? Go ahead. Wait. Hold on a second, guys. I disengaged the parking brake. As you can see here, the parking light, the brake light is not on anymore, and it stopped rolling back. What if I pull the handbrake again? It's not doing it. That was weird. Anyway, what was the song? Eyes Without a Face. I don't remember who sings it. Let me look on Google real quick. Let's see here. Eyes Without a Face lyrics. Why not? It's a song by Billy Idol. All right. So the song. What is the part? I'm all out of hope. One more bad break could bring a fall. When I'm far from home, don't call me on the phone. To tell me you're alone, it's easy to deceive, it's easy to tease, but hard to get release. Eyes without a face, eyes without a face, eyes without a face, got no human grace, your eyes without a face. Wishmaster, Fishmaster. Ironically, it's ironic that you say Fishmaster, because this song that I'm telling you about, hang on, let me put the lyrics on the screen. Because this song that I'm telling you about, specifically this verse here, eyes without a face, eyes without a face. Most Brazilians, specifically people who don't know English, obviously, because, well, that's the majority, they hear eyes without a face as... Frick, what is the phrase again? Oh yes, they hear eyes without a face as ajudar o peixe, which in English it translates as help the fish. So most people hear eyes without a face as ajudar o peixe. You know, it's as if the song was singing help the fish, help the fish. And that's so stupid. And the funniest thing is, I am fluent in English. I can clearly hear the song say, I'm not gonna play the song here because of copyrights. So if you wanna check the song by yourself, be my guest. It's a good song, actually. I like it. Eyes Without a Face by Billy Idol. But anyway, even though I can clearly understand eyes without a face, if I actually want to hear ajudar o peixe, I actually do hear the song say ajudar o peixe instead of eyes without a face. And that is weird. I've got the power, Agatha Bauer. Oh yeah, that you mean that song that says I've got the power. Bam, 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 bam. That one. I never misheard that one. I don't know what I heard back in the day when I didn't know English, but I don't think I actually understood anything at all. All right, we are back in the game, in the server. Let's go. It's a meme in Germany. I like the song the car made when I crossed the thing on the ground there. It was like boop, boop. I suppose I would have to know German, the language, to understand that meme. Alright, the GPS wants me to take this exit now. Hey, beam undiscovered. Alright, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow the frick down. There we go, now we turn left here. Beep-de-boop-de. So much so that misheard lyrics are generally called Agatha Bauer songs. Agatha Bauer, what's going on over there? I see a thing flopping around. Oh, just a graphical glitch. Mike 269, nice. Oh, game froze for a sec. Oh yeah, misheard lyrics. You can get some really funny stuff with that. I'm just gonna run this red light, I guess. Couldn't stop in time. There's actually, that remind me, there is this, it's a fake phone call, but there is this fake phone call prank. I mean, it's a fake prank. But anyway, there's this recording of a fake phone call where a kid supposedly calls a radio station. This is super old, by the way. Calls the radio station and asks, you know, back in the day when you would call radio stations to ask for songs. But anyway, the kid calls the radio station and talks to the radio guy, the guy on the radio, and asks for the song "Help the Fish." You know, ajudar o peixe, meaning the song that I just showed you guys about, Eyes Without a Face. And I remember everything that he said on the phone call. I just remember that the kid calls and asks for a song. Could you please play "Help the Fish"? And the guy on the radio says, "Help the fish? What song is that? What do you mean, help the fish?" "Oh yes, that song that says help the fish." Kid, I'm sorry, I don't know what help the fish is. But yeah, unfortunately, I could play that thing for you guys, but unfortunately, you would have to know Portuguese to understand the joke and the stuff there. So there's that. Tony, happy Wednesday! Thank you for joining. Welcome to the stream. You arrived just in time for me to talk about helping the fish. Hello. Alright, so I bought the garage in Belmont. Actually, I don't know how to pronounce this. Should we keep... This town is called Lufkin. That's adorable. You know what? Let's see if we can make our way to Lufkin, just for the heck of it. Let me drink some water first. Alright, so the plan now is head north. Maybe we could take the 69 because that seems to be a nice road. And make our way to Lufkin, and from there stay in the 69 and go to Tyler. That sounds odd. Yeah, maybe our ultimate destination for now could probably be Dallas. Yeah, sounds like a nice road, doesn't it? Alright, let's go, boys. And again, now I am no longer using the GPS. Let's just follow the traffic signs and get lost in the process. I should have at least checked on the map which direction I should turn into. Well, maybe this is going to be helpful enough. Alright, I gotta take a left. Not here though. Ah, shut up with the traffic. The ticket. Brain.exe has stopped responding. Please reboot. Alright, we got a green here. Let's... Hold on a second. Isn't this where I gotta turn? Left? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Alright, so we take this exit to the left over here and we head north. And then on the second exit, we head left. See on the mini-map there where it says 96? Right after that 96, there should be an exit on our right that would take us north. And that's where we gotta go. Why am I changing lanes? The lane is dying here. I suppose it's habit. There we go. Wait a second. Was I supposed to go this way? I was not supposed to go this way. Red? Question mark? Yes, crap. Crap, period mark, crap, exclamation mark. Now I have to turn around. Can I take an exit here? And this is why I usually always use GPS. I'm not very good at following directions. Alright, we should be able to turn around here. It's clear, let's go. Okay, now I think I have to turn right. Yes, I just saw a traffic sign saying the name of the town, Lufkin. Was it Lufkin? I forget. It's the one that I said sounds cute. Or adorable, whatever. Could County Lufkin, yes. We go this way. Right? Right. Yes, right. That is correct. Oh god, I was looking at the map, almost lost control there. Alright, that's clear. That looks like a lovely little abandoned house. Alright, Lufkin, here we come. Shush with the red light ticket. Intersection is blocked, game. Alright, here we are on the 69. This actually does look like a nice road. I should go a little slower, not just because I am using the ice physics, but also because I'm exploring. I want to see if I see stuff. I want to see if I can go in there. There's a gas station here. I'm actually going to stop at this gas station. I didn't realize I was already below half a tank. Whee! Streamlabs bot is having troubles running again? Why? It also gave me this error message on the last stream. Hold on, let me open Streamlabs. It gave me this error message on the last stream as well. And I fixed it then, and now it's doing this again. Why? I need to be modded. Well, I have already modded the bot ages ago. Am I gonna have to do that again? I don't even remember how to mod the bot. Do you guys remember how to mod the bot? Wasn't it like exclamation mod in the name? I think it was. Hang on a second. Exclamation mod Streamlabs? No, it is not. Well then. Well, let's get this car out of the pump so other people can use it. Like, is the bot actually running? Yes, it is still running. Okay, give me a second, guys. Let me see if I do have to remod the Streamlabs bot. I really don't remember how to mod the bot. I really don't. Oh, it's /mod. There, Mr. Bot, are you happy now? Let's turn it off real quick on Streamlabs. Now I'll turn it back on. And it should be working now, I guess. Let's see. Schedules. Yeah, it put the message there. Alright, bot, I hope you are working as you should now. If the bot wasn't modded before, it definitely is now. Alright, I hope this thing is gonna stop complaining about, "Hey, I'm not modded, I cannot work properly. You might not require your assistance." Alright, where are we? Yeah, actually, oh, there's a garage in Lufkin. Oh, I gotta buy the garage over there. Let's go there. I had not even realized there was a garage there the first time I saw Lufkin on the map. You know, this road is very nice. Lufkin sounds like a lovely little town. I think I might move my headquarters out of California and go to Texas. Alright, we have a green. Let's just go. I heard birds. I just saw what looks to be a dirt road. Let me fly there and see if that is something that we maybe might be able to explore. Potentially. Is it? Guys, I think it is. It is! It is! And it is technically still on our route. I'll just have to turn left and go into here. Chuck and Jack's. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna be coming back a little bit. But I love these little roads like this. There's a guy walking on a horse. Howdy, cowboy. Alright, bye. You enjoy your ride. I'm gonna do my own ride over here. Alright, let's not go fast. Because we actually have to turn left right there. Oh, okay. Also because there's ice on the road. I slip. Can I go there? I want to go there. Let's pay a visit to those folks over there. Or not. Oh, I thought there was an invisible wall there. Never mind. Hello? Anybody home? I'm gonna borrow your axe. Alright, there's actually, this isn't very interesting. Let's just go. Alright, so this bit of road is mapped, but the actual road that I want to take is not. It will be once we go through it, but for now it is not, so we will not see it on the map. Jack and Jack's this way. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Very nice. I love the roads like this. Oh, there's a gate right here. I was not expecting this gate to be here. Alright, this is actually a good demonstration. This is the same prefab. I nailed the parking. This is the same prefab that we have at the top of the mountain in Bellingham. I was actually showing you guys that on last Wednesday. Right here, this is the exact same gate that company in Bellingham used to have, that would block players from accessing the secret road, the secret road that I showed you on that stream. And the way you would get around it was actually by driving, well, literally around it, on this way, on this side, and then just drive down the road. Which in this case here, this is not the one. That is the one that I want. I thought it was going to be this one. I'm disappointed. Alright, it's fine. Ow! That wasn't. Alright, this... oh, I'm sliding. I'm sliding. I'm not braking, I'm just sliding. Whee! This is actually fun. In real life, it's super scary. Hey, there we go. The road is starting to show up on the mini-map. On the GPS, I mean. It's a mini-map. And we are in a farm region too. This is really nice. I really would like to see places like this in real life with my own eyes. And there we go. That's what I saw on the way in. Before I stopped to fly around with the camera. I am sliding a lot. And we are back on the road. All clear? Let's go. Always check both ways before crossing the street. Look right and left and right again. Alright, now let's resume our trip, our journey to Lufkin. That name actually does sound adorable. It sounds like some, like a cute character that you might make. Like a teddy bear, maybe. Hello, Mr. Lufkin. How are you doing today? Or maybe a pet. Like a kitty. Lufkin the cat. That actually does sound good. That reminds me, I might have unofficially have 3 cats now. Or maybe just might have too many beds in the house, too many beds indoors, because another cat has spawned here a few weeks ago. There's this little white and orange kitten hanging around now. I think people must have mistreated it, and it's definitely wild, because whenever it sees someone, it runs away and hides, super scared. And that is very sad. I hope, I don't know if it's a male or female, but I hope the kitten is gonna be able to get used to us soon and no longer fear us. Alright, I see on the map now that I will have to cut across all of these lanes to get to the exits right here. Now I turn right. And here we are, the garage. Lufkin's garage. I'm gonna hit a wall. I'm not, never mind. False alarm. Yes, I really want to buy this garage. Why wouldn't I? Okay. Oh, and there's a repair shop right there. I'm gonna stop at the repair shop since I did have a little crash. Ah, stop sliding. Road what? Detour ahead. Okay. Look at this place. This is really lovely. I like it. I really do. No, actually I have to turn right, not left. Oh, and there's a railway crossing here too. The train here doesn't work, does it? The only place that I can remember where the train works on TMP, on ATS, is Flagstaff. Which is too bad. I wish more trains would work here. Oh, hold on a second. The entrance is right here. There we go. Is this not a no collision zone? It is not a no collision zone. So let's do the fixes that are needed and drive out. Drive out to a somewhat safe spot. Can I go in there? Let's go very slowly so I don't damage the car. If there is an invisible wall here, which I bet there is. Very slowly. Yes, there is an invisible wall here. Too bad. Okay, let me stop here for a second because I want to fly the camera over there. They put a truck right up there. That is an actual truck. Truck service. It has an interior and everything. Well, except the steering wheel is kind of floating around. That's I don't think that that's how steering wheels work. But hey, look, it's as if I was actually inside this truck now. A little further back than I actually would be sitting here, but still. Oh my god, my truck is flying! Help! My truck started flying. Hey Angel! Archangel, happy what day is it? Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining. Welcome. They actually do this too. I know. There's a few car shops in my city that do have cars on top of stuff like this as well. Of course, it's actually just the shell of the car, just the body, no engine, no electrics, no nothing, not even interior. But here in the game, they actually just took an NPC AI truck model, one of these that they just have sitting around, like those there, for example, and they just put the whole thing up there. Like, is there the same model of that one over here? I think the closest one would be this one. Yeah. Well, yeah, here, same thing, except this one doesn't have the steering wheel floating. Interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, I just found this amusing that the whole thing is here. Like, sure, put the truck up there, but just its shell, you know. Sure, in real life it would be just a shell. The wheels would likely not even be attached. Where's the gate? Oh, frick, it's over there. Wait a second, there's two? There are two gates. Huh. Well, let's go on this one, since it's open for us. Ah, hold on. Before we leave. Alright, stop for a moment. Before we leave, I need to have a general idea of how the fudge I get out of here. So in theory, I should turn... wait. I don't think I can turn left here. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure this is not a two-way. This must be a one-way only. So I think I'll have to turn right, go around here, and just keep myself probably on the center lane. Then once I am on the highway, just keep going on the highway, and we should make our way to Tyler. Alright. Let's see if we can follow these directions. Yeah, it's one way only. See the traffic sign indicating right? And over there as well. I thought as much. See, this is why it's always good to check on a map the routes you are likely going to be taking before you go somewhere that you don't recognize, that you don't know. Especially if it is somewhere that you have never been to before. Even if you're going to follow the GPS, for example. Take a look at the actual map. If anything, just so you at least know what to expect. Or at least an approximation of that. Can I go there? Probably not. Okay, so we stay on this road here and just keep going. Yeah, we just keep going. Don't change the lanes or anything, just keep going. Yeah, I'm gonna run this red light. I can't stop in time anyway. Alright, we are back on the highway, it seems. I think this is the 69. Yes, that sign back there just said 69. I think I actually couldn't take a very good look at that. But this should be the highway 69. I am going way too fast for someone who is using ice physics. Alright, I have to slow down with this one. This band is a little stronger than others. There we go. And yes, this is the 69. For one, I can see it as a nice looking road, and two, I actually see that on the GPS. I really wish I could actually drive into places like this. SCS should make the areas like that available to the player more often. Sure, there is no reason for the player to actually go there. It serves no purpose. But it's fun. I'm stopping here because I saw what would potentially be a secret road. And it's not.
What's up, Mike? Happy trucking. You have a good one.
Thank you, you too. Oh crap, my driver needs to sleep.
Oh, you got the escort car. Nice.
What did she say? Something about Discord? Ah, crap, my driver needs to sleep, and soon. Alright, you know what, let's ditch the not using GPS for a moment, because I gotta make my way to a rest stop. ASAP. Let's go there. And I hope I can get there before my driver starts to doze off. Those birds? Yes, those are birds. Let's open the windows so the cold air might help keep my driver awake. Besides, it's refreshing. Welcome to Tyler. Thank you. Tyler discovered. Nice. I'm actually not far from getting the achievement for discovering all the cities in Texas. Maybe I should try to do that. Alright, because my driver really wants to snooze, I'm gonna run this red light. And this one. Actually, I'm gonna run all the red lights that I can, just so I can save some time. Well, actually, I should probably be fine. You see the bad icon on the route advisor over there? It's still blue. It's when it goes red that I actually might be in trouble. If memory serves me right, at least. It's only when it goes into red that the driver starts to doze off. And for those of you who don't know, when your driver, your character in the game, you know, this guy, when he starts to doze off, the screen will literally start to turn black. And if it turns completely black, first it will just dim quite a lot, as if you were closing your eyes, but not really closing them completely. Until the point where the screen will go completely black. And when that happens, the game takes away control from you. You cannot control your vehicle anymore when the screen goes completely black. So if you are driving and you are going in a straight line on this bend, for example, then the car will just keep going in a straight line like that. And you can crash that way, like you would in real life if you started to fall asleep at the wheel. And that is the reason why the game takes control away from the player when that happens. It's to simulate the driver falling asleep at the wheel. But it doesn't go black and stays black. It does that for like a couple seconds more or less. But depending on the speed you are going, that is far more than enough time for you to have a crash. You gotta remember, after all, this is supposed to be a simulator. Of course, it's not a hardcore simulator, but still, it's a simulator. We are still in the blue. Here we are. I am too fast. Good thing nobody saw that. Alright, let's find the actual rest points. Oh, I'll keep this open so I can actually see when I am on it. It should be those parking spots over there. I think. I might be wrong. Actually, yes, I must be wrong. These are not truck spots. I'm gonna park into one of these just in case. Maybe they also are programmed to be a resting area. Stop yawning, dude. I'm working on it. Yeah, no, this is not programmed to be a rest spot. It's gotta be on the other side over there. What does these say? Reserved parking. Heh, scssoft.com. Nice. But here we are. Use the following key to stop the engine. I will. There we go. Now we do this, and now my driver can catch some Z's. Since we are here, let's check if there's a garage nearby that I can buy. We could pay a quick visit to Longview, but I don't see garages in there. There is one over here. I already bought that one. What city is that? It's not Dallas. Is this supposed to be part of Fort Worth or Waco? It must be Waco. Anyway, from here... Oh, this is actually the intersection where I would have to exit to head towards Dallas. Dallas must have a garage. Dallas, I believe it's... isn't it the capital of Texas? I think it is. Where is the garage? Ah, there it is. Wait, no, that's not Dallas's Dallas, Texas. Dallas's garage. Wait, Dallas doesn't have a garage? How is that possible? Or am I just blind to it? It would have to be this one. But I have not discovered Dallas yet. Lufkin, Odessa, Dallas. What? That is Dallas's garage, but the city itself has not yet been discovered. How is that a thing? That is so weird. Well, in any case, I do want to go to Dallas and discover the area. I think that for this, I will set the GPS. Let's see. There's a dealership here. Let's set the GPS to this dealership, so I can have that in my menus. Yeah, let's do that. And this route should take us through Dallas. And as such, Dallas should count as discovered on my map. And since I'm here, let's grab some fuel. You can barely see the glass on the Scout when it's closing or opening the window. Alright, let's get a full tank here. There we go. question. Where exactly is the exit? Okay, this should be it. Well, one of them, anyway. All clear, let's go. Now we immediately take this lane. And we turn right here. I think I will end today's trip in Dallas, but before I end the stream, I will maybe do some testing in the Tucson racetrack, and if possible, maybe check some reports. It's a little treat for you guys who stayed around for this long. How about that? Sounds like a deal, doesn't it? And mind you, it's for free. Alright, let's go to Dallas. Dallas is the capital of Texas, right? Let me ask my phone. I don't remember. I believe it is, but I might be wrong. Oh, frick. Is Dallas the capital of Texas?
According to World Atlas, since 1839, Austin has served as the capital of Texas.
Oh. It is Austin, not Dallas. It's no wonder I was in doubt. This car is super wobbly. I might need to have its suspension checked. The suspension and the wheels. Look how wobbly this thing is. My God. I don't think I would feel very safe driving a car this wobbly. Especially going this fast. Going this fast on ice. I should not be going this fast. Not on ice. Houston, Dallas. Okay, so I think we don't have to take any exits. Just keep going straight. Keep this lane and just keep going. No, actually we do take an exit. Right here. Dallas discovered. I'm gonna hit something. Whew. Almost. Let's see, where are we? And we're getting there. Still a little far from our final destination on this trip. Now, once we get there, the rest area in Dallas, I will do saves and then teleport to Tucson. But I'm not going to save afterwards. Only quick saves, but not actually the main saves. Besides, it should be a good time too, because if I stay around here for much longer, it is going to get dark in the game, and I don't like to drive in darkness. I would be fine to drive in darkness, but not in darkness. That made no sense. What is that building over there? Oh, it's a parking lot. Yeah, I wish you could go there. If I am not mistaken, there is one of those in Los Angeles, here on American Truck Simulator, that you actually can drive into. However, the building a model of the building, you know, wasn't modeled and programmed so the player can actually drive inside of it. So even though you can get access to the ramps that will go to the upper levels, they actually don't have collisions. Actually, none of the walls in the building have collisions. So you drive into the ramp, like literally into the ramp, and right through it. It's either in Los Angeles. I mean, it's either Los Angeles that has that building, or I might be thinking that door slamming has been bugging me a lot. Thank God it finally closed shut. Anyway, I might actually be thinking of a little town, probably on the west side of the Washington state. I don't remember the town though. It's actually a very lovely little town. Maybe is it Port Angeles? No, I don't think it's Port Angeles. Can't be. Anyway, there's this building, and you can drive into it, but you cannot actually drive up the ramps and the floors, because it's not programmed for that. We are very close now. And good timing too, we are not far from 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And because of winter mod, it will get dark sooner. And here we are. There's a company and there's the dealership. That was actually a rather long trip to get here. There we go. Only somewhere on the transmission and engine and wheels. Oh, fine. Now let's park here because this is a rest stop. There we go. Let's take a nap and save. First, quick save. And now a manual save on both of these slots. Very, very good. Let's now go to Tucson. Tucson, Laredo, Odessa, El Paso, Amarillo. It should be up here. Tucson. Travel, yes, okay. Now, what I am going to do next, I'm done exploring Texas for today. What I will do next is go to the racetrack in Tucson and test a couple things with the Scout specifically. I want to test its limits basically on how much it can, how fast it can go, how much it can handle before it loses control and starts to slide on the ice. And I reckon that the best way to do that on multiplayer is the Tucson racetrack. So let's go there. We are now in Tucson. Tucson, Arizona. Does it snow in Arizona? I feel like I might have asked my phone this before. But it might have... No, I asked about California. Does it snow in Arizona?
According to Discover Flagstaff, get to know Arizona snow in Flagstaff. Yes, Flagstaff gets snow, a lot of snow.
Well, Flagstaff, but Flagstaff is up north. I mean, I meant like the rest of the states. Let's ask about Tucson. Does it snow in Tucson, Arizona?
According to KGUN9, even though most folks don't picture snowfall when they think of southern Arizona, we are known to see some snow every winter. In Tucson and to the west of the metro area, snow is pretty rare.
So it is rare in the southern areas, but there's an area in the south where they do see snow every winter, and there's an area where the snow is rare, but it does happen. Okay, nice to know. We learned something. So it does snow in Arizona. What about Nevada? Nevada is like just a big desert. Does it snow in Nevada?
According to Travel Croc, in fact, most of the state is a desert or semi-desert. But one thing you'll discover when you visit Nevada is that it's a place full of many surprises. And one of the biggest may be that yes, it is actually snow in Nevada.
What? It does snow in Nevada. That's crazy. Oh hey, they removed the cones here. Actually, I already knew that. I have been here a few nights ago. I forgot about that. But anyway, they removed the cones, so now you don't have to damage your car or truck pushing those away, so you can make your way into the racetrack. Alright, slow down, slow the frick down. I'm gonna do a quick save inside of the repair shop, and then we'll hit the track. Let's stop right here. Quick save. And now let's go. Alright, now before I begin anything here in the racetrack, let me clarify something real quick for you guys. Give me just a moment. Let me drive into here because I actually have to pay attention to what I am doing. Okay, let's stop here for a moment. Just a second. I'm looking up something for you. Alright. Before I begin anything here on the Tucson racetrack in American Truck Simulator on Truckers MP, let me clarify something real quick. More specifically, let me read you something real quick. So, from the Truckers MP rules, Rule 2.4, incorrect. Hold on a sec. My bad, wrong rule. Rule 2.5, reckless driving. Driving in such a way that is considered unsafe and that puts other players in danger. This includes, but is not limited to, driving backwards, ignoring traffic lights or road signage, speeding up to prevent overtakes, racing other users except in Tucson, Phoenix. Did they have a racing track in Phoenix that I am not aware of? Phoenix and Sodertage, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Whatever, it's a thing. It's a racetrack in Pro Mods, and Sodertage racetracks. Driving outside of the map boundaries or in areas that are not covered by the mini-map GPS, hitting roads which are intentionally part of the map are not included. You can use these roads. In Pro Mods, you can drive on unlocked roads or paths, attempting to use the sync, lag, or quick saves in order to cause damage to other users' vehicle. Using the ghost mode feature to go through traffic jams. So the important thing here that I wanted to bring up, and the reason why I read these rules, is the part about racing being reckless with the driving, but more specifically the racing, but also the out of bounds part. More specifically, this section here. Where is that? Hidden roads which are intentionally part of the map are not included. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because, one, as you can see, the racetrack here itself is not on the map. This area here is, but the actual racetrack is not. Another thing is that I'm gonna do at least one lap on this track, but after that, you see all of that area outside and behind the racetrack, all of this over here. This is also not on the map. However, it is fully accessible from the racetrack. SCS software years ago, this gap over here, it was completely blocked. The only way you could access this area back here was by driving through these bushes, starting from this side over here. But a few years ago, on an update that I don't remember when, they opened this area, which means that this entire area here is, technically speaking, covered by that exception mentioned by the rule. So the reason why I'm saying this is because after I do the test that I want to do on the track itself, I am going to come out here and do some tests with the Scout. Alright, so are we all up to speed on that rule? Alright, let's hit the road. I'm gonna do 2 laps. The first one I'm gonna do using keyboard for steering. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna crash immediately. There we go, nice. I can do better than that. Hang on. At least with a truck I can. I never tried this with ice physics and the Scout. I've only ever oh god. Oh, that was fun. I've only ever done that with a truck. But anyway, after that, I'll try steering with a mouse and see how well or how bad the Scout, the car, how well or bad the Scout will react to sudden movements of the steering wheel with ice physics. I know how it does. I know how it fares and handles on dry conditions, but I don't know how it does on icy conditions. You know what, I'm gonna make a quick save here instead. Alright, let's go. I'll try to go around on this first lap as quickly as I can, but without losing control. I don't like to have the route advisor open on the screen, but I'm gonna keep it on there so you guys can more easily see the speed. Actually, that bothers me. I'm just gonna rely, oh lord, on the speedometer on the dashboard. Alright, I've managed to keep control. And I lost control. I only used engine braking for by the way, for the record. Woo-hoo-hoo. Easy now. The Scout is definitely much easier to lose control on ice than a truck is. Last week I was here testing, oh god, testing just that with a truck. And I didn't lose control a single time. I've managed to keep it going fast, not exactly fast, but about as fast as I am trying to go with this car. And I didn't have crashes like those. Alright. Stop. Let's load that quick save. Now let's switch now to mouse steering. Now let's just give the game a moment. It's frozen, but I know it hasn't crashed. Good opportunity for me to drink some water. Any day now, game. Any day now. Hey, there we go, finally. Alright, let's switch now to mouse steering. I haven't used mouse steering in ages. Gameplay, I think? No, it's not gameplay. Afric. Some controls. Yes. Keyboard plus mouse steering. Okay, so now the mouse only controls the steering. Let me drop the speed on the mouse itself. Okay, this seems fine. Now let's go. Oh, I hate mouse steering. I hate not being able to look around with the camera. You know, being able to control the camera with the mouse. Too fast, too fast, too fast. Crash. Oof, that hurt. But it's fine. Slow down. I did have a crash on this part as well. Oh boy. I also crashed on this next corner. Alright, I've managed. This time I've managed. Okay, not bad. Now let's try some sudden movements. Wow, that does nothing. Not on icy conditions anyway. Like, let's go fast. Here. Steer all the way into one direction and see how the car reacts. And now. It just goes straight. It just goes straight. Nice. Okay, I killed the engine. Alright, and that is why I made a quick save in the area. On previous versions, the game would not take this long to load a save. I wonder why it does this now. It's probably not going to do anything, but maybe it might be worth my time to run a Steam files check. Consistency check. They loaded faster this time. Good. Alright, now the next thing that I want to test. What is the next thing that I want to test? There's a few things. One of them is going to involve the caravan trailer. Now I'm going to drive at lower speeds with mouse steering. Let's see how the car is going to react under quote-unquote normal circumstances. Like, let's pretend the racetrack here now is actually just a road, a highway. Yeah, now I know how it fares that. just went. Interesting. What if I try that, but with keyboard steering? I don't know why, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna manage that a little better with keyboard steering. Let's change this back to keyboard only. There we go. Oh, that's much better for the camera. Okay, let's keep ourselves on the right side here. Alright, so far so good. We are not going slow, mind you. We're not going fast, but we're not going slow either. Alright, a little bit of control loss here, but no crash. We technically went into the wrong way there. Going by our simulation anyway. I mean, that is. But no crash. No crash into the barriers anyway. We don't have traffic here. I've managed just fine with just keyboard steering here. And I'm pretty sure that I am driving at about the same speeds that I was using when I tried this same thing with with mouse steering. Now let's go outside on the back here. Now there's a few tests that I want to do. Nothing really scientific or very specific. And also the terrain on this area here is way more slippery than the asphalt over there. I want to test how hard and how bad it is for the Scout to lose control on a slippery terrain. So let's quick save here. For this I'm going to use the external camera. And I'm going to keep this on the screen so you can see the speed. And let's go. The front wheels immediately started to spin loosely. The car is taking a while to pick up speed. Alright, let's brake. Engine brake. On a straight line. Actually, I have a better idea. Let's go to that cliff over there. That hill, not cliff. And let's turn around. Let's turn around, and you know what? Let's point into that direction over there. Yeah, that direction. All right. I want to do a brake test. I'm gonna drive up to, let's say, 60 miles an hour. Let's see if this car can get to 60 miles in this place. Hold on. There we go. Quick save. Let's see if the car can get up to 60 miles an hour. And as soon as it does, I'm gonna hit the engine brake. I'm not going to turn, I'm not going to steer. I just want to see how the car is going to behave and how long it's going to take to slow down enough before, hopefully before it hits the mountain on the other side. Excuse me, and mind you, I am using ice physics, so this terrain here is super slippery. So let's go. 30 miles. 40 something. 50. 60. Engine brake activated. And voila! It's still moving because I am still holding just the engine brake. Now if I press the actual brakes, it stops. Alright, we still have a very good distance from the mountain. Oh, the hill. Yeah, mountain. Let's do the same test now, but this time I am going to use the engine brake, and I'm going to pump the main brakes. So I'm gonna do this. Hold on. I'm gonna do this here with the main brakes. Engine brake plus pumping the main brakes. 30 miles. 40. 50. 60 engine brake, pumping the main brakes. Alright, we stopped at a better distance. Let's redo this test, but this time I'm going to use just the main brakes. I'm going to pump them. I'm not going to hold them, I'm going to pump them. Just pump the main brakes. And right after that, I am going to actually just apply the main brakes completely. Apply the main brakes and hold them, like I was doing with the engine brake, but without using the engine brake. Both of these tests now will be without the engine brake. Come on, game, we don't have all night. Load faster. Alright, let's release the handbrake. Let's go. Okay, so now I'm just going to use the main brakes. No engine brake. $35 miles. 40. 50. Why is it taking so much longer to get to speed? Okay, hold on, there's something wrong here. Look at how it slides. That was weird. It didn't get to 60 miles. Why? We are in drive. No brakes are applied. Let's try it again. It is being super slow right now for some reason. Nice sunset though. 30 miles. 30 miles, not third. What the? Alright, let's try braking at 50 miles. It's not raining or something. Why is it not picking up speed? Engine just died. Seven, 8, 9, 30. Oh, I think the parking brake bugged. I think the parking brake bugged. I just applied the parking brake and then I released it. And it started to pick up speed. Okay, that must be what is going on. Let's try that again. Drive, release the parking brake, engage it again, release. Let's try it again. Ah, yes, it was that. 40 miles. 50. 60. Come on, come on, come on, Scout, come on. Okay. We made it up here. That what the intention was to actually stop before we got up here, but that's not too bad. So if this was a truck that we just hit, we would be dead. Let's try that again. But this time, I'm going to hold the brake. Okay, that should have cleared the bug. Let's go. It is slow. No, it's actually not slow. Never mind. 50, 60, and brake. I'm holding the main brakes now. Interesting. On this terrain right here, holding the main brakes actually proved more effective than pumping them, as you actually should normally do on the road. Ah. Now that's curious. Interesting. Alright, now what if I instead don't use any of the brakes except for the parking brake? So no main brakes, no engine brakes. Let's just apply the parking brake. Not pump it, actually pull it up and fully activate it. Let's see how that one is gonna fare. Because the thing is, if you wanna, I know the parking brake is actually also called an emergency brake, but contrary to what the name might imply and what many people believe, the parking brake is not a brake that you are supposed to use in the event of an emergency, like you are about to crash, pull the parking brake. No, don't, for the love of God, don't do that. Unless you want to kill yourself. Don't. The parking brake, it has a far lower power than the main brakes, because normally the parking brakes are applied only to the back wheels, and they are not as strong as the regular brakes that you would get, for example, when you step on the brake pedal. The parking brake is actually meant only to hold the car in place once it's already stopped. You know, when it's parked. That's what the parking brake is for. Ah, but Mike, why is it then called emergency brake? Because in the event, for some reason, you lose braking via the brake pedal, you can still use the parking brake as an emergency brake. But in this case, it is called an emergency brake not because you are supposed to use it on an emergency, but because it is supposed to be used in the event you don't have any brakes. So that's that's an emergency option, a last option. I hope that made sense. Anyway, point is, if you actually want to stop your car, don't use the parking brake. But let's see how that is going to work on ice in the game. So drive, let's go. So again, for this test here, I'm going to use just the parking brake. And is this... It's got a bug. Hold on. Let's start this over. Why is the brake bugging like that? Okay, parking brake released. It's still going super slowly. Why? There's no warning light on the dashboard. Interesting. I used the main brakes once and the car sped up. So maybe the problem is not actually the parking brake here that is bugging out, it's actually the main brakes for some reason. Okay, that's the parking brake. Now let me pump the main brakes a few times. That should do it. It didn't do it. No, it did. The heck? Alright, fine. 60 miles, parking brake engaged. No, but this doesn't work because it's not the same distance. Because it took much longer to get to 60 miles. I didn't apply the brake on the same distance that I did before. Hang on. Scout, will you now work? Your brakes are not engaged at all. Let's see. It is still bugged. What the hell? One giveaway is, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I started to accelerate, the car suddenly revved up quite a lot. Like it was going, you know. That was also when we got some false spin on the front wheels. Now that is not going to happen. Oh, it actually did happen. Pay attention to the sound of the engine and the movement of the front wheels. I didn't do that now. What the? I'm so confused. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to move forward a little bit, then back. Let's pump the brakes. Parking brake. Forward and brake. Backward, brake. This must have cleared that out. Yes, it did. Okay. So now the test is going to happen for real. Once we get to 60 miles, I'm going to engage the parking brake and release the accelerator. Yeah, see, it took longer to stop this time than it did when I used just the main brakes. Okay, so now let's load the save again. Now I want to test braking and turning. Let's begin by moving the car a bit to maybe hopefully clear out that brake bug. Okay, now I'm gonna brake with just the engine brake, but I'm going to turn. When we get to 60 miles, I will hold the engine brake and I will turn to the right. Right? No, I'll turn left, since we are holding the camera on this angle. Also, it got very dark. Anyway, let's go. Oops, I forgot to shift into drive. There we go. I'll turn all the way, by the way. Alright, 60 miles. And the car is turning right? Excuse me? I had definitely turned left. Oh, that is interesting. Huh. But hey, we avoided the mountain. We avoided the mountain. Now let's try that again, but this time pumping the main brakes. know what, let me do another quick save here. Just so I won't have to turn on the headlights every time. Alright, let's go. Ah, it's being slow again. I really wonder why the brakes are bugging like that. Okay, let's try this. Not ideal, not an ideal start, but I suppose it works. 60. Turn all the way to the left. Pump the main brakes. Why is the car going right? That is so weird. Whoa, that is nuts. Okay, now let's do the same thing again, but this time using just the main brakes and pumping them. $50, $60. The car this time is not going right like it was doing for some reason. I think I could have avoided this collision. But we avoided the mountain. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing again, but this time I will hold the main brakes. No engine brake, no parking brake, I will just hold the main brakes. Let's hold the camera on this angle. This time. It is kind of slow, is it not? Yes. Come on. I pumped the brake at the start. Come on, it should not be holding the brake. Why is it doing that? Like, sometimes he does it, sometimes he doesn't. It's weird. Anyway, it's working now. Alright, 60. Wow. We are nowhere close to the mountain or the barrier that we just kissed. That is not what I was expecting for this terrain. This, by the way, is a completely different behavior. Well, not maybe completely, but it's a very different behavior that the Scout is presenting on this terrain from the behavior that I got when I did these tests using my truck the other day. I didn't do that on stream, by the way. I was doing that by myself. Alright, I'm going to test that again now, but this time using just the parking brake. And there we go. Very, very curious. Very curious. very curious. I wonder if they actually made any changes to how the scout itself is actually... I mean, if they changed something of the programming of the scout so it behaves differently from how it used to on the snow. There was a trick, quote-unquote trick, that you could do with the scout on the snow. Let's see if it can still do that. There was a way to make the scouts go completely insane, insanely crazy fast while doing donuts. They must have changed how the scouts interact with the slippery terrain, because I'm pretty sure this is how that was done. Unless I am actually not doing this right. I kill the engine. Yeah, it is the spin is not picking up speed. They must have changed the scout, indeed. The engine died again. What do you mean turn on the headlights? The headlights are on. Yeah, they absolutely patched the scout. So that definitely kind of proves my point that the scout is indeed behaving differently on the snow as I thought it was, because I found it very strange that it was wobbling so much. And last time I used the scout on the snow with the ice physics, mind you, it didn't have that wobble. It didn't have that wobble. Now there is another thing that I want to test, and that is how it behaves on turns with the caravan trailer. But for that, obviously, I will need a caravan. So let's go pick my caravan. Oh yeah, I gotta turn on the engine, otherwise the car won't move. Alright, let's get back to the racetrack. I cannot see the entrance, but it must be very close by. Yes, it is. It's actually right here. I wish this racetrack had better lighting. Alright, here's the exit. I'm going to stop at the repair shop and pick my trailer. I mean my caravan trailer. Oh, it's a trailer. However, I will use a little bit of red magic to bring that trailer here. Otherwise I would have to go all the way to Sacramento and drive all the way back from there, and I don't want to do that. Let's see, caravan. Use, yes. Now in theory this one should behave the same as the one on Euro Truck Simulator. Now because I'm going to use a little bit of red magic, I will need to hide the game from you guys for just a moment. So hang on in there. Beepity boopity. And okay, we are done. Ta-da! We have now a caravan trailer. Let's quick save. And let's go to the racetrack again. Now, this next stance that I want to do is I want to go around the racetrack somewhat normally. I want to see how much, I want to see how well this caravan will behave on ice. So let's stop right here. Quick save and let's go. I'm gonna keep myself on the right side here as well. I'm using the engine brake to slow down, by the way, not using the main brakes. Alright, so far so good. Most of the times I had troubles with this corner. Not this time. And I still haven't lost my trailer. It won't detach. What I mean by lost the trailer is that the car will go in one direction and the trailer will decide to turn the other. But yeah, for now the trailer is not tail happy. Okay, now I will do the same thing again, but this time I will I will use trailer brakes. I'm not going to use the engine brake this time. I'll have the trailer do the braking. Ah, there it goes. See how it went to the right? If you didn't, check the mirrors. I went into the wrong way. The trailer did slide. I'm not slowing down as much as I need. Went off the road there. Okay, now on this next turn, I will just hold the trailer brake. I will hold it. Notice how the wheel on the trailer is completely still. Also, I am surprised this thing hasn't thrown the scouts completely out of control. Maybe the caravan on American Truck Simulator works better than it does on Euro Truck Simulator, because I am 100% sure that the caravan, if you do this with the caravan on ETS2, you will start to spin uncontrollably. I have seen many players do that with a scout. Fascinating. Let's go outside the track. Back to the back area there. And let's gain some speed. Turn and trailer brake. Right, easy now, easy. Oh boy. Fascinating indeed. Okay, let's quick save here, why not? Let's go on a straight line. I want to pick up some speed. There's actually a couple tests that I want to do. I wanna do the brake test that I mentioned with turning. Okay, trailer brake. Let's turn. Yeah. Ouch. Ouch. But I am still technically under control. The car is not spinning uncontrollably. It kind of wants to. Okay, now it is out of control completely. But it took a while. It took a while. Let's load the save. It took a while for that to happen. Now, the next thing that I want to try with the trailer, you know, the caravan trailer, is to see if I can get the trailer to throw the car out of control by swinging it. Like, let's wag the tail here. Come on, pick up speed, you thing. Can I wag the tail? Not really. If anything, actually, I think the caravan is helping the Scout not slide as much. I also cannot turn as much, but that's because of the ice. What if I hold the trailer brake while I try to do this? Okay, that does it. That definitely does it. Interesting. Now, if only there was a place on Euro Truck Simulator like this racetrack where I could safely perform these tests with the European caravan, that would be very nice. Okay, so I got a good feel of how the caravan on American Truck Simulator behaves on slippery ice. It's actually much better than I thought it was going to be. Much better. Let's get back to the repair shop now. And let's see if there are any reports in the system. And if there are, let's check them. And if they are not, let's just end the stream here because it is getting late. And I still have a few more things I want to do before I go to bed. Go. Let's widen up the turn a little bit so we don't get ourselves tangled on the rail guard there. And here we are. Lovely. Okay, turn off everything. Now, because I gotta check, I'm going to check now if there are reports. So because I have to log in as GM first, I also need, oops, to hide the game from you guys for just a moment. And now I click this. Oops, wrong button. Wait, what? There we go. I'm sorry guys, but there's no reports in the system. The system is empty tonight. I'm sorry, so no reports on ATS tonight. I'm very sorry. Well, we cannot do reports, but I can remind you guys that I stream every week on every Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays, where I play American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And sometimes I might play some other trucking game on Wednesdays, but it's mostly American Truck and Euro Truck Simulator. Again, remember, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And on Fridays I play a different game every week, also at 6 p.m. Eastern. And on Sundays I do art live at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. With the end of daylight savings time coming up, these times are going to change, but just by an hour. Instead of 6 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays, it is going to shift back to 7 p.m. and on Sundays it's going to shift back from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. But actually don't know, has daylight saving times ended yet? I asked this because we don't have daylight saving times in my country anymore. So I don't know about the ones that still have it. That's why I'm asking. I actually should look into that. But in any case, I also have a Discord server now. It's called Dragon Realms. If you would like to join, you will be very welcome to. There is a link below the stream that you can click to join through there. However, for the moment, the link should only be accessible by members of the art group Dragon Realms over at DeviantArt, and to subscribers to my channel here on Twitch. So if you are one of those, you should have access to the link below. If you try to use it and it doesn't work, it does break sometimes for whatever reason that I don't know why or how to fix it, and sometimes it works again. But in any case, if you try to use it and it doesn't work, then you can message me either on DeviantArt or on Twitter, or even leave me a whisper here on Twitch. That might even be easier, and I will send you an invitation link privately through those means if you message me there. My name at DeviantArt is on the top of the screen. It's MikeThisDragon, and on Twitter it is @_MikeDragon. I will be opening the server to the general public in the near future, so anyone can join at any moment whenever they like. But for now, only members of the art group and subscribers can join. And I don't think I have anything else to add. So everyone, thank you all so much for joining today's stream. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something with these tests that I have just made. I'm sure that I have learned a few things. And whether you are playing American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator 2, drive safely and respect the rules. Have a great rest of the week, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening as well, if it is still evening. Have a great day if it is a new day. Have a great weekend when that comes around. And until we meet again on the next stream, God bless you all, stay safe and healthy, and when you go to bed, sleep well and dream of dragons. Have a good one, everyone. Bye bye.
Present some problems and we don't know what to do. You've come to find new feelings and exactly what you knew. The odds are stacked quite poorly if without a winning hand. But bear in mind your bearing's only worse if you don't balance taking trips because I'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hope sunsetting not to crash. The truth can seem quite big if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I will not let that my opinion of such enough. Bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes and setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I will not let that mark my opinion of the fact that's mix of failings of the current paradigm. We would have a hero who's both been elusive and on time. Just on time. And then we would all contrive new conflicts, to bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes and setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl, but I would not let that mar my opinion of the ship. We bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl, but I would not let that mar my opinion. Stipulations placed before you to get all the things you really need. Mr. Big may make things hard, but you have got to plant your seeds. Go to war, fight more. Your dreams thrive by competition. You'll find no one famous ever got there just by flinching at their foes. Cling against the torment, claw with all your might at what you know. Don't let go, just glow. Don't wait or play to indecision. Don't bet on thinking just because you've got to be more grand. You got to think ahead and carry out the things you planned. The truth can be obvious when you can see where puzzles lay. Don't quit on hopes or dreams when you have simply got to chin up. Don't bet on sinking ships because they'll only drag you down. You got to keep on sailing even when you want to frown. The world will keep on turning without matter where you land. You might as well be running when your feet should hit the sand. Don't bet on thinking just because you got to be more grand. Chin up, don't bet on sinking ships because they'll only drag you down. Chin up, don't bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your trips to trash.